This is Father Arvie Bello here in Rome for CTK Faith Streams.
My dear brothers and sisters in Christ, in the Gospel for the 24th Sunday in Ordinary Time, we find Jesus and his disciples at Caesarea Philippi. Here, where the Romans have put up shrines and monuments in honor of their deities, where the Romans worship their gods and goddesses. But it was also in this same location where Jesus asked his disciples a very important question. Who do people say that I am? To which Peter, motivated by faith, gives a response that comes from the depths of his heart. You are the Christ. It was, for Peter, a profession of faith, to which, in another version of the same Gospel, Jesus responds, You are Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall never prevail against it. But perhaps, my dear brothers and sisters, what surprises us is that after Jesus affirmed the faith of Peter, he rebuked Peter because he is thinking not as God does, but as human beings do. He was rebuked because he failed to understand that the Son of Man must suffer greatly and be given up to death. He was rebuked because he failed to understand the mystery of the cross. Overcome with fear, it was difficult for Peter to accept suffering as part of the mission of Christ. My dear brothers and sisters, what the Gospel teaches us is that while our recognition of Jesus as Lord is an important element of our faith, faith does not end in piety. Faith does not end in worship. Faith does not end in our recognition of Jesus as Lord. For faith becomes solid as rock. Faith becomes firm when it makes that leap forward. When faith becomes trusting. When faith finally gains confidence in the love of God. When faith surrenders itself to the will of God. That is why the cross will always be a mystery, not only to us, but at that moment to the disciples also. Because cross is not only hardship. The cross of Christ is not only about suffering. The cross of Christ is about conquering our selfishness, our self-centeredness, and our fears, so that we can entrust ourselves to Him who loves us the most. Faith, not only in recognition of Christ, but faith that learns to trust. And in this situation where we are in, my dear brothers and sisters, this reminder couldn't be more important. This challenge for us not to be self-centered, not to be selfish, not to look at our own survival and our own interests, but with a faith that is firm, trusting in God, we look at our neighbors, our brothers and sisters, especially those who are in need. And like the Apostle Peter, may our faiths be strengthened, be trusting, and confident in the love of God that knows no bound.
Brothers and sisters, when our faith learns to trust, when in that faith we abandon ourselves to the love of God, then we can have a faith as solid as Peter, the rock. God bless us all.